Hello and welcome to Make It Conscious and to this guided exercise for the ENTP personality type. You can do this exercise whether you are an ENTP or whether you just wish to understand and work with the ENTP mind. If you're not sure of your type, you can take the free assessments at makeitconscious.com. Like all personality types, as an ENTP, there are 4 primary ways in which your mind operates, 4 ways in which it perceives experience and makes decisions or organizes experience. And in this exercise, we're going to be meeting these 4 functions of the ENTP mind in symbolic form as a way to understand more about yourself, how your mind operates, and how you can develop and reconcile some of the conflicts that might exist. So as an ENTP, your first or dominant function is what I've nicknamed the explorer, technically known as extroverted intuition. So this is a function you will be very familiar with if you are an ENTP. It's concerned with possibilities, connections, making meaning of things in the world. It likes novelty and newness. And as an extroverted function, this necessarily means that you are an extrovert yourself. You gain energy from interaction with the world and other people. Your second, or auxiliary function, is what I've termed the sage, technically known as introverted thinking. So the sage makes decisions based on what makes logical sense to it, on its own subjective system of logic and abstraction. This is your main decision-making function and provides much needed introverted balance to your primary extroverted nature. Your third or tertiary function is what I've nicknamed the caregiver. So even though you tend to be more logical, you also have this ability to extrovert feeling in the world. This is a less developed function, but it's no doubt something that means a lot to your character and not least your development journey. And lastly, your fourth or inferior function is what I've called the stalwart, technically known as introverted sensing. So this is concerned with how things are in actuality, in particular what has been. So it has a great memory, is concerned with tradition and protocol. But this is the precise opposite to your dominant explorer function and is therefore the least developed of the 4. So with that brief introduction, just making sure you're comfortable, first of all. I'm going to be taking a couple of minutes just to allow the mind to slow down a bit. You can do this exercise seated or lying down. And there's certainly no need to force anything here. You're just allowing yourself, your mind and body to just come to a natural place of rest. So closing your eyes. And just start by bringing your attention to the breath as a sensation. It might be the rise and fall of the chest or abdomen, or the sensation of the air moving through the nostrils. It's likely the mind will try and wander at any and all points during this exercise. That's fine, that's normal. That's what your mind does. But each time you notice that has happened, just bring your attention back to whatever it is you're doing as part of the exercise. All of that will still be there. It will have its time to come up. So So take a while now just to continue focusing on the breath and allowing the mind to settle. And now you're going to bring your mind into the imagination. And start just by imagining yourself in a space where these various functions of your mind can convene. Some sort of meeting space or boardroom, or some kind of outdoor space can all work well for this. Just allow your mind to produce this space naturally. And next, you're going to invite your 4 main functions, one by one, into this space in symbolic form. Starting with the explorer. So this is a part of you that you already know well. However, what appears here might represent aspects of yourself that even you are not yet fully aware of. Explorers, when well developed, can be innovative, creative, and versatile. But if imbalanced or misused, it can also be scattered, unrealistic, or inconsistent. Simply invite the explorer to appear in symbolic form. Take note of how it appears and watch how it behaves. And also see how it chooses to position itself in this space. So once the explorer is settled, you're next going to invite the sage to appear. The sage, when used well, is precise, analytical, and independent of mind. But it too has shortfalls. It can potentially show up as critical, detached, or sometimes condescending. So again, notice how this function appears and watch what it does. Thirdly, invite your caregiver to appear. This is the function technically known as extroverted feeling. Caregivers can be harmonious, nurturing, and diplomatic. But when less developed, they might also be people-pleasing, struggling with boundaries, or even manipulative. There might be a slight temptation for you to change what appears here. But just see if you can stay with the very first image that presents itself. Again, notice how it appears and how it behaves. And lastly, you're going to invite the stalwart to appear. This is your inferior or least developed of these four functions. When healthy, stalwarts can be reliable, methodical, and stable. But when undeveloped or misused, they can be rigid, micromanaging, or even narrow-minded. Again, just notice if there's any temptation to change what appears here. Stay with the very first image that appears, no matter if it seems too predictable or bizarre, or whether you have some strong aversion to it. Notice how it appears and watch how it behaves. So now that all four functions have entered into this space, notice how they appear together and whether there are any obvious dynamics between them. Notice if there's any one function that seems particularly keen to speak. There may well be multiple, but choose just one function now and invite it to come forward. Hear what it has to say and watch what it does. Indeed, it might not only speak, but move or do something. See if you can give it complete freedom to say and do exactly as it needs to. provided that it doesn't try to violate your freedom or anyone else's. Just let it happen. And now it's your turn to respond and engage with this function in a two-way interaction. Be open, willing to share your perspective. But see if you can understand where it's coming from, what its needs are, and what it is you can do to continue developing it. Again, just allowing it to respond freely and autonomously. So take the next minute or two to engage in this two-way interaction with this function. So, as this interaction draws to a close, take a moment just to let the room know that it's time for you to leave. There'll be plenty of time to continue working with your mind and these various personality functions. But for now, just allowing the scene to fade. And bringing your attention back into the space around you. And opening your eyes in your own time. So I hope you found that exercise useful. Well done for completing it. This technique of active imagination is one of the best that I know of as a means to understanding your own mind and working with your unconscious as a way to reconcile inner conflicts, developing strengths, and bring to light some of that shadow material that may have been hidden for a long time. And if you'd like to continue working with your personality in this way, you can check out the Personality Alchemy Active Imagination Pack. That's inside Hestia, the self-knowledge space for Make It Conscious. For now, I will thank you for your time and attention, and look forward to speaking to you again soon.